Hi everyone, I'm sure you can tell from the title what this video is about. My apologies for adding to the plethora of videos about Creepshow Art. But before I get into the serious subject matter, I would like to say I'm sorry that the background art doesn't really match the tone of this video, and that it's also on my Twitter if you want to see the full image, and I also have commissions open. That's pretty much it for that. So this video will be centered around the Creepshow Art situation, but so as not to beat a dead horse, I wanted to look at it in a different way with how this will ripple within the art community and commentary community. My apologies that this isn't a lighthearted video as the normal videos that I make, but I feel like making this video is somewhat important. Also, in this video, when I say the name Shannon, I am referring to Creepshow Art. To begin, this is a very serious subject that I honestly think has been treated too lightly. What happened to Emily Artful from Creepshow Art is disgusting and honestly terrifying. I won't be talking about the entire situation at length because I believe it has already been gone through by so many people. If you're wondering about this situation, please watch Emily Artful's video to get it straight from her mouth. This video is more centered around what happens after the situation exposed and how the reaction of everyone is important to note. If you don't know, Creepshow Art, or Shannon, is an art/commentary YouTuber whose videos I would consider to do very well and are generally well received. People have flocked to her channel because she's known for being honest and not sugarcoating things, which has been seen as refreshing. She's known for being very honest about herself, and she has constantly discussed her struggle with homelessness and finding her sexuality, and even makes jokes about herself to essentially humanize herself. However, recently she's been exposed for basically not being any of those things that I just talked about. She has been lying the entire time to her audience, and she has based her entire internet persona on those lies. Everything that she's been known for was essentially a mask. She's been anonymously posting in a forum called LolCow for a while, basically just spouting horrible shit about other people on YouTube, including people who she was friends with. There was a bunch of racist and homophobic comments, and she used a shit ton of slurs. And these were all posted under the assumption that no one would know that this is her. This is the true Shannon posting what she wants because it is not attached to her name. She also has never been homeless. And then after all of this was exposed, Emily Artful posted a video, which I will link in the description, explaining basically that Shannon has been stalking and harassing her for a decade, and Shannon has been dating and I think married to Emily's abusive ex. I would encourage you to watch Emily's whole video for the whole story, as I don't think I could do it justice in a minute recap. Moving forward in this video, I would just like everybody to know that this section of the video, which is the last part, is purely my opinion, and that I would like everybody to exercise critical thinking, and that you don't just have to mindlessly agree with the things that I say in this section. Please make your own observations. This is just me sharing mine. First, I would like to specify that I absolutely do believe all of these claims. I truly do believe what Emily Artful has said because of the things that she was outed for saying on LolCow. Even if it wasn't enough proof, an innocent person doesn't just delete all of their social medias if they truly believe that they're innocent. If she knew she didn't do any of these things, she would be willing to make a rebuttal video, considering her entire online existence is based around discussing other people's controversies and telling stories about herself. So yeah, I do not at all believe that Shannon is innocent in any sort of way, and as of right now, there is enough information for me to say I really don't believe that anything that Shannon will say coming forward I will believe, because she has lied about so much. For this video, I actually had to write down a thesis statement so that I wouldn't go all over the place with my conclusions and accidentally make a 2-hour video. So, what I would like to talk about is how an audience can be manipulated by a person who they think is totally pure and real, and that we shouldn't be shocked when it turns out that it isn't so. And by the way, when I refer to we, I mean us as an audience of commentary and art channels. And later in this video, I will also want to touch on how people within the two communities, meaning the commentary and art communities, are taking this kind of too lighthearted. So what I concluded from the things that we found out about Shannon is that her entire online persona that she showed to us was completely made up and obviously not a true reflection of herself. You could call her fake, but I think that would just be a totally watered down idea of what we can all see. She lied to and manipulated her audience. I honestly believe the facade that how could she hide anything if she's so upfront about so many things, which is, a classic manipulation tactic. And I'm not saying that everyone online is lying all the time, every time that they open their mouths, but I'm asking that we all please use critical thinking when consuming media, especially if it's commentary. And now looking back onto Shannon's videos after all of this is blown up, it is easy to analyze her content and realize that she is absolutely the type of person to be this horrible in secret. Moving forward from the situation, we as an audience should be vigilant of the people that we watch and the stories that they tell. Yes, and that includes me, a creator of some storytime content. Please don't take people's story times as gospel, but rather a fun thing to enjoy watching regardless of if it's facts or not. People can and will lie to their audiences. When you listen to a story time, also remember that if there are multiple people in the story, to remember that there is at least one other side that you're not hearing. The stories that you hear are so obviously very biased and oftentimes played up and exaggerated to create a better story. Storytime YouTubers, as soon as they, get a speck of popularity and realize that they can make money from this, obviously will continue telling stories and will continue telling really interesting, even though they're not true, stories. Think Tana Mojo in this situation. Short term, honestly, not a very bad thing. Most of the time, story times don't hurt anyone, unless you're lying about being homeless and lying about being stalked while you're the stalker. Some things should just stay out of being a fable, especially when you aren't being transparent that they're lies. If your fun little story times actually do end up affecting real life, they're not just story times anymore. They are not just innocent little things that you put out onto the internet, because they are affecting real people's lives. People that have families, people that have emotions, and people who have memories. So just keep that in mind. So what should we as an audience take from this? Basically, don't take things too seriously if they're just stories on the internet. Most people will lie for a quick buck, and we shouldn't be surprised when they're outed to be not fantastic people. And another thing, people making fun of her art, her voice, or her mannerisms, just fucking stop. Not only are you taking away from the very serious and shitty nature of things that she did, but any commentary YouTubers being like, oh my god, her art is terrible, you are alienating a part of your audience who draws like her or talks like her. It's really not a dunk on Shannon, you're just making innocent people who watch your videos feel insecure. I can't make y'all do anything, but I find it kind of fucked up. Also, making jokes about the situation when you're not involved at all, I kind of find to be fucked up too. A person got stalked and her life basically ruined because of her. I don't really think it's time to immediately joke about that. Shannon said racist, transphobic, homophobic, and ableist things in her comments towards other YouTubers in order to tear their career down and boost hers. Please God, just give it time. I really don't think it's time to treat the situation so lightly, especially if you weren't involved in it. And yes, I am referring to the copious amounts of, haha, this is how Shannon will apologize videos. Just make a better joke. That's all I really have to say about the situation, really. My next videos won't be dealing with such serious subject matters as this, and it will probably be more lighthearted story times or something, I promise. Once again, majority of this video was me expressing my opinions about the situation, and if you don't agree, just please comment. I can't guarantee a comment back because I hate arguing on the internet, but if any of y'all want to talk to each other in the comments, I'm all for that. And thank you for listening. If you like what you saw or heard, please don't be afraid to like or subscribe, and I hope all of you have a good day.